While others celebrate the wins,
Yes.
we celebrate the mud.
each episode has a special guest.
Tony-nominated actress, Broadway's Lily Cooper.
Tashir Zameda.
David A. Gregory.
Getting messy with muddy topics.
We are going to be talking about grief journey.
With hilarious moments
Now get over here.
And deep conversations.
I'm ashamed to even admit this, but this is what happened.
This is Into the Mud.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Into the Mud podcast. While others celebrate the wins,
We celebrate the mud. We are coming to you from the Barrow Room at the Mullen West Village. I'm Alex Cumin,
my name is Drew King.
and we're here today with the wonderful Kristin Dodson.
Yeah!
Yes, so excited to have you. You look incredible.
Literally the cutest outfit.
The cutest outfit maybe we've had.
It's what? Okay, so we have. You said boots are from Nashville.
Yeah.
Dress
So from
is
Nashville.
thrifted.
Yes.
Belt is thrifted.
She always looks this
Disco
good,
ball
though.
earrings.
These are actually ornaments.
Oh my god!
And then they made them
So
into
funny.
earrings.
Absolutely, you
obsessed.
did. Absolutely.
And the bag. We have to talk about the bag.
The bag, boyfriend got this for me randomly.
Oh my god!
Let's give a shout out to Jeff while we're
Thanks,
at it.
Jeff.
So
And appropriate for you because you're a born and raised New Yorker.
I am born and raised from Brooklyn, New York. You're
Yes.
Love it. We love it. We love
So
it.
that taxi is like it's like a part of your being.
It is. Nothing makes me more happy, I feel like, than seeing a New York City taxi. It's so, I don't know, nostalgic.
The yellow cab.
Yeah.
I know.
It is. Like, I think when I get married, I want to have that as opposed to like a limo.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, I love that.
I do.
There is something
So
about
cute.
the act of hailing a cab.
Right?
That especially like when
romantic.
I can.
It's sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
know.
It's
I agree.
amazing. No, I'm getting real sick of the Ubers. I try to hail taxis whenever possible.
Me too. When I'm out in the city, just out and about, I don't know, sometimes they're faster.
And you
easier.
could hail a taxi with these. Be like,
this?
hello, the taxi,
What did you?
taxi.
And by the way, what did you just call these?
I call them, you're amazing, Maisie. Nobody out there is going to know what this is. Seussical the Musical is this musical
course.
based off of Dr. Seuss that me and
I
my friends are
actually do.
obsessed with. I was obsessed with it in college, just singing like Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat songs because I'm gay. But one of the characters is like, anyway, it's
I mean,
very
I would
like
head
amazing
to toe
Maisie from
feather
Seussical.
boa. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this, so that's where we're
love
at with
it.
it.
Vibe. I love it.
I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so I interrupted. How do you two know each other?
We know each other through Overthrow, which is
Overthrow is
Sydney, where we all met. So our one of our previous guests, Sydney Miller, who is the boxing trainer,
Boxing guru.
boxing guru,
Yeah.
wellness guru, incredible lady. We love you, Sid. She was putting together the Ripper, which was like a 6-week like
Fitness
fitness
camp.
strength training course. And so you and I met through there, but then I think the night that we really like came together was your boyfriend Jeff was
Yes,
fighting at they were doing a fight night, and so it was
so
at the Bower.
hot.
It was awesome.
It
And
was.
he just like
Hot and terrifying.
Oh, okay,
terrifying,
yeah,
but
fair.
he
won.
he won.
yay!
And a little
Good.
KO. He did,
Thank
and
God.
it was like really fun. It was
Okay.
a really fun night.
Yeah.
But that
like
was
I
a
can knock you out.
So can you? And that was the night we like really started hanging out and
Tony
talking.
was like, I like her.
Yeah.
I remember
Isn't
telling
she
Jeff, I was
fun?
like, I like Alex a lot.
Yeah, I know. And I
Alex is
remember
great.
leaving that night. Oh, thanks. I remember just feeling really happy to be like, talk about like community and stuff. Like I
Exactly.
really love the sort of boxing community that has
Yeah.
grown from that. And
Yeah.
then Jeff had a really fun birthday party on a boat earlier
Oh my
this
God.
summer. It was
what a
amazing.
time.
What
Like
an
a yacht
absolute
kind
time.
of moment.
Yeah.
It was
sounds so
and
fun.
it was like a cruise around New
Around the
York
city.
City.
It
It
was
was
a
like the
booze cruise
first
for
like
Oh, I
sure.
love a New York City booze cruise.
Yeah.
We're just like in front of the Statue of Liberty. Somebody got engaged. There was an
was
engagement on the
so
boat. It was like
Beautiful because it was so
really-
many different pockets of friends from different groups
Yeah.
of community. And everyone just vibed together. There was no like, weird energy or nothing.
No, it was
which
like-
I
which
think
is-
a testament
yeah.
to how we kind of like handpick who we want to be around
Yeah.
us.
I love it.
Which I think is kind of a perfect segue into our topic for today.
Oh my God, I've been wanting to talk about this stuff.
I know, we're both so excited.
is a great one.
So our topic for today is making and losing friends in your 30s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's coffee, boy.
Here we go. Let's strap in. So that was a thing that, when we are getting our guests, we ask, what is something that you've been feeling muddy about or sticky about? What are some things you want to talk about? And this was a thing that you had brought up. And so I'm curious to know, have there been incidents lately in your life that have made you think more about this? Because I immediately thought when you brought it up, I was like, oh, you are someone that is new to my life.
Yeah.
But I remember like the first time we really just like got lunch together. I just was like, oh, I'm so
obsessed with this
excited.
girl.
I was like, I'm so excited to keep building
Yeah.
a real friendship with her, which is a theme that I've been feeling with a lot of people in the last like year or so.
Same.
So tell us a little bit about like sort of what brought you to this topic.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe like 2 weeks ago, I actually just had a real friend breakup. And
Is this your first?
no,
Okay.
unfortunately, right?
But like a first official breakup, or like?
No, it was
Okay.
probably just the first from someone who I've known, since my 20s.
Wow.
And so I've like literally grown up with this woman, and we have been nothing but thick as thieves. And as you get older, she moved out west. Just things kind of just changed a little bit, and I had noticed that. But I think there was definitely some type of miscommunication over something so small, and we just weren't really contacting each other.
Okay.
Long story short, I reached out, didn't hear back. She ghosted me because it said read, but didn't hear nothing. I was like, okay, cool. Heard, say less. I think I'm through with that type of point in my life of trying to chase people and trying to get people to be my friend. Like, no, it's fine, And then she reached back out to me randomly one evening as I'm like going out somewhere, and I remember being so pissed off. Like
now you're reaching out?
Yeah.
well, it was like
what happened?
2 months later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just like,
All right.
heard you.
Yeah.
And so we set up some time to chat on the phone. And I remember like we were discussing things and what happened and I asked her just straight up. I said, so what is this? Are we still friends or no? Like,
Yeah.
look, there's no ill will on my side, but truly the ball is in your court. So what's up?
Yeah.
And she said, I don't know if I have the capacity in this moment to answer that question. And I remember
okay.
just being enraged, but then the calmer side of me responded, you know what, don't even worry about it. I'm sending you nothing but love and light, and it's all good.
Good for you.
And that was that, because
Yeah.
I think I recognize, you know what, I will make that answer for you, because I don't think it takes nothing to be like, yeah, I want to be your friend still. It may look differently now because things are different,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah.
But the fact that you say, that's my
I
thing.
don't have the capacity.
I'm so over people using therapy talk in a weaponized way to justify bad behavior.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
good for you. You do
Weaponizing
CBT.
therapy talk. I love that.
Yeah.
that's another topic, y'all, 'cause that is a big one.
That's a-
Especially, I'm going to say this, my, what's after Gen Zers.
Yeah.
Y'all be doing that.
Careful, careful.
Some of y'all be doing that. I'm just saying. Some of y'all be doing that.
There is a
Controversial
lot of weaponization with therapy talk now.
Yeah.
It is.
It's great because
I'm hearing what
has
you're
that language,
saying.
though.
Yeah. It's like, you
Yeah.
can't just, it's not a shield for
Capacity,
being a
bandwidth.
bastard.
With
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just really, I don't know, weird language to use.
Okay, so this is someone who you've known since your 20s. You were very, very close.
Yeah.
Do you think, was it the geographical barrier that initiated the fall apart? Or were there things that were happening beforehand that was like, you're not showing up for me and I'm not showing up for you in the ways that makes our friendship synchronous?
I think definitely more so she wasn't really showing up for me.
Okay.
Which then for me, I naturally will just like kind of fall back. And when life is just lifing, and because we're on 2 different time zones,
Yeah.
I think she definitely interpreted that with me as, okay, well, you're not being involved, so I'm not going to put in that extra effort. And, you start having your own thoughts and et cetera, and yeah.
Yeah.
And you said that this is someone you met at what point in your life?
Gosh, I think we first met when we were like 23, 24.
Okay. And can I?
Oh, yeah, we old.
No, mid-30s. Mid-30s.
Yes.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
Because something that I, just in thinking about this topic, I just started thinking about where are most of my close friends from? At what time zone are a lot of my close friends from? I have a couple, one or two from high school.
Yeah.
Not a ton from elementary school.
Yeah.
My closest core girls are from college, those are like my best friends. And then now the new like New York crew has all been in the last 5 or whatever, last few years.
Okay.
But they are some of the more recent the friendship was made, the sort of stronger it is. I've got like my Madison crew and then my like New York girls who I love. And then also just new friends who I am finding that I'm at a point in my life right now where when I make a new friend, it's very intentional.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time for anything less than a person who is going to add value to my life and whose life I can add value to, and have that be a very mutual situation. And not to like look down on any other friendships, but I have found such deep, beautiful conversations and like building these like beautiful bonds with people that I really love, that it takes time and energy to build and maintain those relationships. And so I really want to make sure I'm, so I'm curious to know for both of you, what part of life are your like good friends from?
Oof. I'm definitely gonna say it feels like I've had a real shift. And so I think honestly, now in my 30s, I'm having better friendships. I think a lot of my friendships in my 20s and even like youth, like teens and stuff, they were just not the healthiest. I feel like they ran its course. I was just a different person. And now I'm just so intentional about where I'm depositing my energy and who is also gonna fill me in a way that makes me feel good. So definitely I feel like my 30s have really been like and probably like that late 20s.
Do you have any friends from your New York City childhood that are still in your orbit?
Yes, I do, but I feel like they're more family. I don't even look at them as like,
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
But they're
that.
still a
like-
part of your life.
they are.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
They
beautiful.
are.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like, like a few decades of familial friendship there.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about, I'm interested to hear from you where your
Yes.
pockets are.
I have friends all over. I feel fortunate for that. I have a core group of friends from high school who I'm still close with. They were like my theater friends. I love them all. They are listening to the pod right now. I'm still pretty close with most of them.
Okay.
And then, my college friends as well. I have a lot of college friends, even though most of them have trickled out. Most of my college friends have started to trickle out now because as people leave the city, things just kind of start to fizzle a little bit.
Yeah.
I had a really close group a very close group of core gays from college that I was roommates with, who I fucking love. And I just miss them because we're not all in the same city. And so it's like there's space and distance there, not out of lack of love or showing up, but just like geographical distance that makes it harder to like keep in touch. But we still find our pockets where we connect. And then I have a lot from theater, but we're fortunate as an actress, as you know, like in theater, you always have your show families. Because you show up, it's like, you show up day 1, by day 2, you're all crying about your trauma. Day 3, you hate each other. Day 4, you've already made up and you're back to being friends again. Day 5 of the contract, it's like you're naming your child after your co-star.
Sorry.
Like, we're just insane. Like, actors are insane because you have this condensed amount of time and you get to know people deeply and intimately very fast. And then you watch people work on their craft, and then you see their insecurities, and then your insecurities come up, and then it's just, and then you start drinking with each other after the show, and then it's like, it's crazy.
So similar to comedy.
Yes.
I've always said
It's
this. My
friendships on
favorite.
crack.
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is walking into a room or like walking into a show, having no idea who the other comedians are. You each watch each other go up, depending on how open they are on stage. It's like you jump 5 years of small talk watching someone do stand up, and then you talk to them and you have your drink, whatever. I think the lines of work that we're in are very like, it's just condensed. It's a pressure cooker.
Socialized.
Yeah.
Well, and we're all suffering through the trauma of being an entertainer. Yeah. And, and just being in an awful business and being like, oh, fuck, this fucking sucks about the business. But I love the people.
Yeah.
I always say, like, in my constant going back and forth of like, I want to leave the biz, but then I don't. But the reason that makes me want to stay is the people. It's always the people and the friendships. And not to get even more gay, but Ethel Merman sang, there's a famous song, There's No Business Like Show Business. Yeah. And Ethel Merman has the best version of it, in my opinion. But one of the phrases that goes along with it is also, there's no people like show people. And I always think about that.
That is true.
Because walking into a theater or a comedy club or walking on set, every single person there is so fucking cool. I love walking by the hair department and being like, good morning, everybody. And then, you're in your dressing room and you're chatting with your dresser and you're like shooting the shit. And then you go on stage and you're like chatting with like the stagehand dudes about their third home they bought in Long Island. And then like, and their seventh kid named Tommy. And, and then you're goofing off with your co-stars on stage or whatever, your colleagues. It's like, sorry, that was a big tangent, I guess. Maybe I do love theater. I just love the people in theater and making new friendships through our creative outlets. Like, how fortunate are we that we, like, our work friends are like fucking cool, resilient, awesome human beings.
And how can you not when you're in that environment? Like, I think about, shout out to my Flatbush Misdemeanor family. It was crazy. We had met each other on Zoom, and then by the time we got to set, it was as if we all knew each other for like years. Wow. And to this day, I mean, we are just tight.
How long did you spend with them? Like, how much time did you spend with them?
Working on set, we were on set, sometimes 14 hours a day.
Yeah. Wow.
Long, just long times together all the time. All the time. We've taken vacation trips with each other.
Vacation trips.
Birthdays. It's so beautiful. So I completely understand what you're saying, though.
And do you find it complicated to then maintain those friendships, kind of?
I haven't had issues with.
Okay.
But my theater ones, sometimes it feels like, okay, the show is done.
Yeah, it happens.
And it just dispersed. I will say other shows that has happened too that I've been on, it's just like we were so cool, especially like I was filming a couple of things in Toronto. And when I say we were just close, we were very close, all of us. And then, we all went back home. Some went back to LA, others came back to New York or Atlanta. And then we would all be on like a group chat, but I don't know.
I have 85,000 group texts in my phone now. It's like this is the Jersey Boys group text and the 20th Century group text and the Tootsie group, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's so many group texts.
Group texts are essential and essentially need to be muted. Absolutely, just
yeah. Oh my god.
Oh gosh, I have so many questions. I guess one of the things that I was thinking a lot about is like there's two parts. So we talk about like maintaining friendships with people that you work with or however they come into your life. I can think of a couple people in my life who I just it happened through stand-up actually. I remember watching in particular two women get on stage, and I remember watching them and going, I'm going to be best friends with this woman. I had never met them, and I walked up to both of them after their set. This happened on like two different occasions, and it just was so instant. It was so instant, and they are to this day some of my closest friends.
What was that?
Energy.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Vibe, yeah. No,
Vibe,
yeah.
but in a word, vibration. 100%. They are, and I think that what I have found as I'm getting older is the closer I get to my true energetic vibration and output, the easier it is for me to attract those same like-minded people. And similarly to you, where like it doesn't matter that we didn't see each other for like a decade.
Literally a decade.
And
now here we are.
And now here we are, right? Whereas like I have so many friends across the country who I don't see at all. And then we get back into the room and it just comes together so quickly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so do you have friends like that, or have you found, because that was an interesting thing that I thought about, was like, oh man, the more I get to know myself, the easier it is for me to find my people.
Oh, absolutely. So I recently joined this thing called Real Roots.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, I
Elaborate.
just got Instagrammed for this yesterday.
Yes,
Okay, tell
their
us about it.
marketing is
On brand.
yeah
On par, yeah.
So Real Roots is this community-based kind of like Bumble, but for
Like
friends.
a social club.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you join this introductory setup of random people that you don't know. I think it's like $25, and you go and you have a cocktail and you meet these strangers. And prior to that, they have you fill out like a form of what are your likes, what are you interested in, what do you want, and you know, what are the age groups? Are you okay with people who are in, you know, the LGBTQ community? Or
Absolutely not.
Thank God someone said it.
Someone needs to say it.
Someone needs to say
Someone
it.
needs to say it.
Because honestly, enough is enough.
Because, you know, like, enough, absolutely not.
Honestly, it's disgusting.
Y'all are ridiculous. And so, but you know what? I appreciate questions like that because
Yeah.
there are some people who,
Yeah, of course.
you know, are people. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a very kind way of putting that. Yes.
Yeah.
People are gonna people.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, that first meet up. But instantaneously, honestly, there were like 5 girls that I don't know what it was. We weren't talking about anything like specific, but there's just this energy. And afterwards, I was so excited. We are all in like a WhatsApp group, and so I got their numbers and I put them all in a regular chat with me.
Group, yeah.
And we've been chatting ever since.
Wow. And do you hang out with them regularly?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's been really cute. We've been like setting up little girl dates and stuff. And it's nice because they're all in their 30s. I think maybe 2 are not. Like they're like 28 or something. But none of them are in film or
Great.
TV
Great.
theater, which is really cool.
Yeah.
An essential.
And
Essential.
because I love my people.
Of
I love
course.
us. But
Yeah. No,
sometimes
say
it's
no
just
more.
nice
Yeah.
to get away from that. It just reminds me that I'm a human outside of the thing that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a woman, and like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And to be around other women or women identified people who can just pour into you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how lacking I was in that department recently. I'm kind of like starving for that.
What are some of the things that, in terms of you're saying getting poured into, like what are in terms of some of your strongest friendships, what are the things that you get out of them or that you build with them?
Oh, the strongest things I get out of them? Probably like unconditional love. And I mean, like, you know, someone who, even when I'm having those like really, can I curse?
Yes.
Okay, even when I'm having one of those like really shitty, bratty days, someone who can not only be like, girl, you wildin' for that, but I love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, you know, when we're in public, I stand with you 10 toes down, but in private, girl.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, so that unconditional love, there are no conditions where I don't love you or care about you. I think those are the things that really just fill me up.
Yeah. Like, I can love you in your failures, and I can love you in your successes. I can love you when you're being a shitty friend, but I can also love you when you're really showing up and you know how to like be present. It's
Telling me.
yeah. And call me out, and then also call me out when it's just not right. I don't need to be called out right now. Like it's finding that.
Yes.
But that's hard. That takes
That
it does
takes
take
time. That
does.
takes time.
It does.
Which I think that's the other thing, because I think it's also easy to like meet someone that you vibe with, and then you're like, oh, this is my new best friend, and then it's like, okay, also.
Like, I don't know you. Like I know you, but I don't know you.
Downshift for a second.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to, hit like markers with a friend before you can truly call them? Like, do you have to like go on a vacation with them, or do you have to like spend X amount of like time alone with them, or like do specific activities, or you are in a dip and you need to see how they respond to you being like, are there any specific things? And this is a question for either of you, because it's a, you know, I think it's easy to make fast friends with people, but also when I think about some of my longest friendships, I'm like, oh no, you're here for life.
Yeah.
You're here for life in a way that
we've been through some stuff.
Because we've been through some stuff, right? I don't care if you don't want to be in here. I locked into you.
We're locked in.
You're mine. But for some of these newer friendships that I've made, it's, you know, there is excitement about like, I'm excited to keep growing and aging alongside you. Granted that this still works out, but it's going well so far, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think as of recently I have markers. I think in the past I did, which I felt like I needed because I didn't understand what my own boundaries were as just a person. And I didn't know how to stand up for myself in that way, or, you know, just be vocal about that. So now I share what I want to share. I share what I feel comfortable with. And I think I do a lot of sharing. And I think for me, especially when I'm sharing personal things, I can gauge right then and there if how you respond, and the way that you respond, if you are even just interested enough to continue down that rabbit hole with me. Because like these 5 girls, we have chatted intimately about some stuff, and it was really cool to see how they all just have like stepped up and really have decided to be invested and intentional with responding and just being present.
Yeah.
So much so that some of my older friends, you know, because I feel like there's that history there, it's a little lax.
Yeah.
So they don't respond as quickly, or they drag their feet, or it's just like, oh, you know, Kristin, you just being in your head today. So it's just like whatever. Whereas for them, I think because we all joined this group, the social club, so it's just like the intentionality of like, no, I really am invested in getting to know you and being your friend, and just having this adult friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we? I want to talk about this. It's something that I think we've all certainly experienced, and it's like right in the middle of this, like the muddiness of friendship is because you started off by talking about your friend breakup. Yeah. So I think the bigger question for me as I navigate a lot of my friendships is the way that friendships shift and change. When do you know to be like, this isn't for me anymore. We're going to part ways. We're just going to silently let it fizzle out. Or where do you know to say like, oh, our friendship that it was 10 years ago is very different than what it is now. And how do you move forward with it? Or do you say like, it's worth holding on to? That's something that's really tricky. And there's this song that I love. I like a lot of like sad bullshit, like folky music. But there's this guy, he sings a song, and like the first sentence or like his first phrase is, the song is called "See You Later," but the first sentence, it's like Martin something or something. I'll find it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
We'll put it in the notes. Yeah. But he says, last time I saw you, you said "See you later." You were my best friend. Now you're a stranger. Whoa. And it hits me because I'm like, oh, I have a lot of those people in my life, and you do, and you do. I'm sure we all do. Where you're like, oh yeah, I was just like, I had coffee with this person, and it was like, I'll see you later. And then time happens and life happens, and then suddenly it's an unread text message that you're like, oh, I haven't spoken to this person in a really long time. Or it's really hard to navigate changing friendships. How have you been dealing with that? Aside from the very deliberate friend breakup, how do you deal with the muddy in between of what those friendships are?
Man, that recently happened with another, and we're still good friends, but I think, again, different person than what I was, and I've learned how to be more vocal about stuff like that. So I actually called her up and said, hey, dude, I'm noticing X, Y, and Z. This doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And I know that could totally be in my head, and it could totally just be a me thing, but I have to put this out there because I'm feeling a little bit of resentment towards you.
Good for you.
And
That takes a lot.
That takes courage.
you know, 30 plus Kristin is
Yeah.
Mid-30s, 30 plus. I like these.
You know,
I love this.
I really have learned how to be intentional about advocating for myself, because if I don't, who will? And then also, everyone is not a mind reader, because again, things will just be going on in my own head and I can come up with all these stories, but I can never say that they're true because I haven't had that conversation with a person. So yeah, it was a muddy situation and we had to talk about it, and she was just like, no. And you know, I understood that life was really lifing for her.
Yeah.
You know,
Did she appreciate you coming to her and being like, I'm
not at first. At first she was just like,
what the fuck?
truly.
Whoa,
And
interesting. Okay.
I think that was natural because it really came out of left field. She was asking for help. This is one of my actor friends too. She was asking for help
They
with...
had a self-tape.
Yep.
Yep.
And I was just like, you see, why is it always?
It's always like, hey, I hope everything's good. I know your mom died, but like, can you help me pick out my headshots and do a
Or
self-tape?
like,
And also, I want to see how you're doing.
Like-
I want to catch up.
ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't like to do the self-tape, but just questions, looking over their self-tape. And I'm like, I love helping, but I have other things in my life. Don't you want to know?
Yeah,
you know? And so yeah, that's when I said, yeah, I got to talk to you about this.
Great. And you did it.
I did.
Okay.
I
and
did.
it was helpful.
It was absolutely helpful.
Okay.
And I think it just also forced us to be like, we both went to a conservatory. We both went to Columbia MFA and program. And in those conservatory programs, they like force you be a family.
Yeah.
It's like strange. And you know, I think also I'm a little bit older than her, so naturally just felt like mentor-mentee type of thing. And I'm not interested in that because we're out of school now. So we're both in this industry. We're both doing things. I really want to be your friend. And how do we do that? How do we navigate this new terrain that we're on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for you. Those hard conversations are.
It was.
They're hard.
Because we both left kind of like,
Feeling icky.
Yeah. I think, I don't know that I've had hard conversations like that with people. Like when I think about the friends that I've lost over the years, it's just sort of been a
fizzle.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later. It's a see you later. And I look back and I'm like, ooh, like I, you know, there's a little bit of like, well, and they didn't reach out to me, and it's like, okay, but did you reach out to them?
Yeah.
Like it's also
She definitely told me that too. She's like, well, Chris, did you reach out?
yeah.
There's
It takes a.
How dare you call me out?
It takes you just have to look in that mirror and go, I'm so sorry I did not see you there.
Yeah.
You know what I've realized with long-term relationships, long-term friendships, is that there are patterns of behavior that you establish in the first primary chunk of your getting to know one another, where you're like, oh, this is our dynamic, this is how things work. And even if it might not be the right way, you're like, oh, their friendship is more valuable than my discomfort for XYZ pattern of behavior. And then it's with time, you realize like, oh, this thing that we've been doing since day one of our friendship is now starting to drive me nuts because now with time, it's too much.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting like social equation.
Yeah.
No,
and like,
but it's real.
yeah.
It's very real.
Like even if it's something as simple as being like, oh, okay, like we've established that I'm the one that's always initiating or I'm always reaching out. But like, and your friendship is great and lovely or something like that.
Yep.
And then, but after time, you're kind of like, okay, I'm the only one reaching out. But if you don't give that person an opportunity to say like, hey, I know this is how we've operated, but actually I need it to be a little bit more this way. a lot of times people just be like, oh yeah, done, I gotcha, cool.
Yeah.
I just thought that everything was fine because this is how we've always done it. And it's like, yeah, it was fine, but slowly it became not fine, and now it's not fine. Let's address it.
Yes.
But
I love that you said that.
Do you have you recognized any sort of patterns of behaviors like that in your friendships? That
Oh, absolutely. You know, the person who really taught me about paying attention to that was my younger sister.
Oh, interesting.
She's 10 years younger than me.
Okay.
And I learned so much from her and how she handles her friends. And it's really, really beautiful.
Okay.
And she'll ask me questions of just like, and I'll get all hot and she'll be like, I hear you, but I don't know. I don't want to respond that way because that's not responding with care.
She's the Gen Z.
Yes.
But she's right though.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I wouldn't want you to respond that way to me. And what I'm learning from her specifically is, look, I can control my energy. I can't control yours. But I do know that if I set some type of energetic playing field, I can only hope that you'll match that. And if you don't, that's very telling.
Yeah.
And then we can go from there. But yeah, she taught me a lot of that.
Are you a friend intermingler? Meaning, like, do you or a friend mixer? Do you mix your groups of friends?
I
have
have
lots
it
of different groups, and yeah.
It sometimes it works and sometimes it does
Okay.
not. Definitely, yeah. You know, some friends it's just like,
Like these friends are these friends, and these friends are these friends. Okay.
and they need to just stay separate.
Yeah.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Have you ever introduced friends to each other and then they've formed a relationship separate from
That's
you?
why I was asking.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh yeah, and that
yeah.
I look, I can be a possessive friend. I will admit it. And so sometimes I've gotten a little better, but sometimes we're like, how are you guys hanging out without me?
Yeah.
That's
That's a problem.
totally.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I will say, like, when my boyfriend and I, before we even like put a title on it, he got close to one of my best guy friends, and they would meet up because they were like soul brothers. Like,
Yeah.
we are the dynamic twins. You are my person. And I remember one time I had FaceTime my best friend, and he's like, "Oh, yo, look who I'm with." When I say I was enraged, I was like,
What the fuck?
What do you mean?
"What?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi?
Yeah.
No."
Yeah.
And they both separately told me that myself, and I was like, "You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. It's an interesting
challenging.
thing. It is. It hurt. Because it makes you, at least for me, when this has happened as of late, it really tugs at like your worth and your value,
Yeah.
and you're like, you don't want me, and I'm the reason that you two know each other, and
Yeah.
I'm not relevant anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess the voice is right. Like,
What about me?
yeah, it's an interesting. But it's also a really good like, hey, what's beneath that?
Right.
What is beneath
Yeah.
that?
Always what is beneath
Yes.
that. Yes.
It's happened to me quite a few times. Yeah. Where like I was the common denominator between certain people, and then they become friends. And then now some of them are closer than I am with either of them. Like it's a pattern that I've seen happen quite a few times. And then like my insecurity goes to being like, God, I'm really good at bringing people in, but I'm not good at letting them stay. Or I'm like, I'm really good at like curating fun people and then having them come together. And then they're like, okay, like I was just the introductory factor.
Right.
I'm lame and boring and stupid. Like all of it bubbles up all these insecurities. I am trying to challenge it when that happens now in my life to be like, wait. I will say, I fucking love my friends. Yeah. My friends are the fucking best people in the world. Yes. And like my friends, I of course I love my family, but my friends are my family. But like my friends in high school, those are the people that, you know, helped me survive a really challenging chapter of my childhood. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, that's why they are my friends. And same with my friends who are my friends right now. Like they are my chosen family. Mm-hmm. They're the people who I spend and give all of my time and energy to, and they give it back, and I fucking love them. And they're just funny. Like I have great, funny, awesome, curious friends.
Stop.
Like all of us, yeah. And that is one, I feel so grateful and fortunate and blessed that is a part of my life.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's like when other friendships I guess what I'm trying to say is I love bringing my friends together, and like I kind of intentionally do it, being like, I'm like, oh my god, you have to meet this person because you guys are so fucking funny, and I know that you're gonna hit it off. And so I kind of intentionally am forcing my varying groups of friends to hang out with each other.
Yeah.
And then, but then I do have
then
moments of
when
being
it
like,
gets-
okay, maybe not a little too
Back
close.
off.
Like, but the way I'm trying to challenge it now, and it's really hard for me, but it does help, is to like, I have to compartmentalize. I have to remember that it's like, okay, I still have an independent friendship with this person, and I still have an independent friendship with this person, and we all have a group friendship now, and you have a friendship now. It's trying to remind myself that it's like, okay, I love these people, and I love that they have their own thing now, but I have to stop myself from being like, okay, well, I'm not a competitive person, so I'm not like, you guys be friends, and I'm gonna back out.
It is. It's like
And
it's competitive.
It's competitive. And so
nature.
I
That's
am
interesting.
having to challenge myself now to be like, take a breath, reinvest in these individual friendships. Like, I love that this, whoever it is having a blossoming friendship as well, because yet again, I wouldn't be friends with either of these people if they weren't fucking awesome and having them in my life. And so because they're awesome and they're awesome, they should be awesome together as well.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. And it's okay. But it's just forcing myself to be like, okay, I need to be more intentional about honoring my one-on-one friendship with these people as well, if that makes any sense. But it's really fucking hard to do. It's really, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think for my birthday parties, I do that unintentionally.
Okay, so I was gonna bring this up because we couldn't make each other's birthday parties this year because they were on the same day.
Yeah.
Because you're July 13th.
12.
You're the 12th.
Oh, I
I'm
wish
the 15th.
we had so much fun. I wish you could have done that.
I know, but it's the same every
Yeah.
year. I thought of it every year. I bring all my groups of friends together for my birthday because it's my favorite time of year to be like,
Same.
get
Everybody
here, get in here, and like we're gonna have the best
ball.
time. Yeah.
That birthday party last year was hands down one of the best birthday parties I've ever attended. I came home, I was a hair hungover, but like I had a headache for 2 days because of laughing. I was just laughing. So we were off the walls, bonkers,
unbelievable.
And you had everybody from different chapters and different pockets of your life.
It's
and
my
I was like, these people are
favorite
great.
thing.
Like I love the intermingling of friend groups.
It is
Even
it's-
with its challenges, I love it.
No, I agree. I agree. Because sometimes, I don't know, it makes things a little bit more fun, especially when you now take certain people and you guys all go out together on a different occasion where it's like not your birthday and just like these random things. Yeah. So I enjoy it. Sometimes I can get like selfish, but yeah.
Of course.
We all do it. We all do it.
We
I'm
definitely
human.
do.
Do we have to wrap up?
And with that, we do have to wrap up. I know.
It always happens too fast.
I know.
Damn it.
I know. Insane. We have time for if you have any other thoughts or questions or anything.
Well, I mean,
that you
I
want us
guess
to bring up.
I do want to, tying back to your first comment about the friend breakup. When do you know that it's time to say goodbye to a friendship? And is this having a specific friend breakup chat new for you, or are you more of the see you later type of just being like, hey, things fizzle out and they go their own way?
Oof. I definitely feel like things fizzle out and they go their own way. I'm learning how to, speak up because I don't like to be ghosted. So I don't want to ghost other people too. And I'm trying my hardest not to do that.
Yeah.
I am also recognizing that some friendships are really seasonal and they're there for a certain moment and purpose, and you gather what you need from it, and then it's just time to like let that go.
And it's okay.
And
And
that's
those
okay.
memories are beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Yeah. But I do try to like nowadays speak up when I'm noticing something. And if that's cool and we're able to like work it out, that's great. And if not, I think the only time I'll ever like fully just be like, yeah, I'm cutting you off is if you do something so disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
In a way that it's just like, oh, you're not a friend.
Right. Which I feel like happens less
Yeah.
as people get older and
Oh, yeah.
realize that behaviors
Well,
matter.
I'm,
But
I'm really particular about who I'm even allowing in my circle now. That's just so important to me. Peace.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also, on a final note, I want to commend you on downloading that app. That's the
Yeah.
like social dating thing.
Yes, it's so
Yeah,
cute.
That's so cool because I do have conversations with people often who are like, I just moved to New York. It's really fucking hard to make friends
it
here.
really is.
And it's like, you got to join the gay dodgeball league. And then, you only have dodgeball friends. It's like, there's always some sort of a thing where people are trying to find friends.
Yeah.
And so it's really, 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 really hard to make friends in your 30s, new friends.
Yes.
So I commend you on having a friend app and going on friend dates and meeting new
Totally.
people.
I love it.
That's
Totally.
beautiful. We're definitely putting that in the resource.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah, we
resource
have a whole
page.
resource.
Shout out.
Real roots.
Resource
That's
page.
a great idea. I
We
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you're amazing. We love
No,
you.
y'all are amazing.
We're gonna wrap up with our
Okay,
we
we're
have a
doing-
little rapid fire 10 questions.
Oh God. Okay.
Just a fun.
Okay, here we go.
It's a fun moment.
It's gonna be great.
It's
okay.
just whatever comes top of mind. Here we go.
Okay.
Facial or massage?
Massage.
Carrot cake or chocolate cake?
Carrot.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Go to space or deep sea dive?
Deep sea dive.
Would you rather be able to read people's minds or have the ability to be invisible?
Oh, invisible. I don't want to know your mind. That sounds terrifying.
Childhood hero.
My grandfather.
Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable?
Fruit.
Perfect fitting look from Old Navy or ill fitting look from Versace?
Versace.
Fuck the fit. It's Versace.
Oh my God, I'm like a label whore.
No, that's the right answer.
Okay. Kill, fuck, marry. Cotton sheets, bamboo sheets, flannel sheets.
Cotton, bamboo, flannel.
Yeah.
Bamboo, fuck. Kill, fuck, marry. Marry cotton. And then what was the other one?
Kill flannel.
Yeah, and kill flannel.
Okay, they get too hot anyway.
They do.
Okay, lunch with anyone alive or dead, who is it?
Shoo, live or dead? I'm gonna say my grandpa. I miss him.
Grandpa, I love it. That was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Wow. I'm getting terrible at these rapid fire. I keep on asking not rapid fire questions.
Asking very,
Very
in-depth.
deep.
Dave,
I need
talk to us about.
Figure this out.
Tell us the life lesson that you're going to tell. Okay.
What is the meaning of life? Go, fast, go.
To live and be merry.
I know.
Good answer.
No, mine's like Skittles or Starburst.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it all. I love it all.
Starburst.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Where can our lovely listeners find you at on social media or anywhere else?
My social handle is Kristin Danielle Dodson for IG, and then KDottie7182 for TikTok, which I'm way more active on these days. Great.
We'll link it all in the show
link it
notes. You're fabulous. You look amazing. Thank you all for listening. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. We love you so much. And have a wonderful.
Yay. Thank you all. Bye.